Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on The Conversation, coming to you live on Lagos Television. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. Today happens to be a day that I don't feel like doing anything.
Why?
I don't know. My body, my spirit is not responding.
Yeah.
Maybe because of my pockets. Why are you guys making jest of me? Oh, so your pockets are quite deep?
See, the nature of our job
Yeah.
dictates that even when your pocket is not fine,
The show must go on.
you show up.
Hey, I'm here.
That's what I'm saying. So
I'm just sharing my thoughts.
You putting the question to us, it doesn't really matter here, because in as much as the job is concerned or the show is concerned, it must go on.
Okay, I'm here. Thank God.
Welcome. Welcome once again, all of you, to the show, The Conversation. I am Joshua Murakio.
Ajibola, you didn't mention your name, no?
I did.
She
You
did.
She
No, sorry. You did.
Josh.
Oh, please.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adebimpe Omotayo, and it's nice to be back here again.
I am Joy Olu. Welcome to The Conversation.
All right, we are glad to be back again and again. Some interesting scene that I saw yesterday at the PDP Secretariat, where politicians were exchanging blows, you know, and we had someone like the former Kaduna State Governor telling us that the APC is the party fueling the crisis in the PDP. And yesterday I looked around and I didn't see any member of the APC trying to put someone to blow the other. So how he got that narrative of the APC trying to push what is happening in PDP is what I don't know. But politicians, they will always remain a politician.
Honestly speaking, having practiced this job for 20 years, I have seen politicians when they are on camera and when they are off
camera.
they have two different personalities altogether. And what I can tell you is sometimes when you are off air, before the camera starts rolling, they speak to you and you hear some things. Then as soon as the camera kicks off, you see a different persona altogether and you're wondering,
Is that the same person that was talking to me before the show started?
And you'll be shocked. Because I actually literally, because of what he said, and you knew I expressed my own feelings about it yesterday, I felt like, what was it trying to prove with that statement? And I saw the lineup of those on the panel. Seated close to him is the former vice president of this country, Atiku. I saw Amechi in the audience. I saw former senator who was moderating the panel.
So it was more or less like a setup.
It was a setup, and let me tell you,
Josh, I think we should save this until when we get to what is trending today on X, because we are actually focusing on El Rufai today. So we quickly take our news point this morning, and Labour is still talking because of the tariff hike by NCC. Tariff hike, Labour plans telecoms boycotts, February 4 protest. The Nigerian Labour Congress on Wednesday declared it will embark on a nationwide protest against the proposed 50% telecom tariff hike announced by the Nigerian Communications Commission on February 4. In a communique signed by its national president, Joe Ajero, the decision was taken at the National Administrative Council meeting of the NLC on January 29. Similarly, civil society organizations have pledged their support for the nationwide protest. Failure to reverse the hike, Ajero warned, might result in a nationwide boycott of telecommunications services. Endorsing the rally, the Civil Society Legislative and Advocacy Center, National Civil Society Council of Nigeria, and the Take It Back movement condemned the tariff hike and assured that they will participate in the protest. The federal government had approved a 50% increase through the telecom operators, though the telecom operators requested for a 100% increase. In response to the development, the NLC rejected the hike, describing it as insensitive, unjustifiable, and a direct assault on Nigerian workers and the general populace already burdened by the worsening economic hardship. Ajero said, and I'm quoting the NLC president, after extensive discussions, the following resolutions were reached. NAC in session totally rejected the 50% telecom tariff hike, which it considers too harsh for citizens. It therefore strongly condemned the Nigerian Communications Commission decision to approve the increase in telecommunications tariff. This decision is insensitive, unjustifiable, and it went on and on and on. So, NLC planning for a boycott of telecom services February 4. And how they are going to achieve that is what I really don't know. Because you cannot compel people not to use their phones, not to patronize any of these telecom providers. Fine, 50% might be much. Maybe we should look in the region of 20 or 30% or gradual increment of this tariff. But how NLC intends to achieve this is still
yet to be seen.
Not clear to me.
Well, I think they can protest. I will join them to protest.
Okay.
But to cut off communication channel, that's a breach of national security. There's some infrastructure that I can't do. But I think the NLC president, Joe Ajaero, has a history of tampering with national assets.
Like he did with the national grid.
You get what I'm saying. So he shut down the national grid the other time. So I'm sure that the NSA is listening to him, and I'm sure they will do the needful.
Okay. I mean, for how many days can you do without your phone?
Never. Never ever. I can't do without my phone. I can't.
All right.
My take on this is that why does NLC have to call for a strike for everything? As you read earlier, as you read earlier, the operators asked for
100%.
100%. So it was cut to 50%. And I think they should keep negotiating, you know, call for dialogue, just sit down first before they start saying they want to go on strike. I know if they can go as low as 20%, you know, it's good for everybody. But telling them that they cannot increase, you know, tariff, you know, you can't tell them.
They are the ones doing the business.
They're the ones doing the business.
And also considering that few weeks ago, they also said that their running cost, the cost is now much for them and they need to, you know, increase.
The running cost for everybody.
And NATCOM had equally taken them to court.
It has increased.
Because the other time we had a man on this side of the show, and you know, he gave them options of how they can actually increase the tariff and not make it 50% once because of what Nigerians are already coping with. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Josh.
Okay. Okay, moving on to Tinubu urges renewed commitment to stability in Lake Chad Basin. President Tinubu has urged regional leaders and international partners to demonstrate greater commitment to addressing security and social and economic challenges bedeviling the Lake Chad Basin. He spoke at the 5th meeting of the Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum in Maiduguri. The event was hosted by the Yobe State Government in collaboration with the Lake Chad Basin Commission, the African Union Commission, and the United Nations Development Programme. Represented by the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, the President stressed the need for sustained cooperation, effective governance and investment in development to ensure lasting peace and stability in the region. President Tinubu, who highlighted the progress made through the implementation of the Regional Stabilization Strategy, Recovery and Resilience Initiative, acknowledged nagging problems of insecurity, climate change, and mass displacement affecting the region. I think this is very good. Hopefully we can walk the talk as against just another talk shop, a forum, because the Lake Chad is very important. Is the belt in recent time that has housed everything from insecurity to climate change and mass displacement. We are talking about Niger, Borno, and that axis.
Even Cameroon is there.
And Cameroon is a significant basin that should be looked into, because if they prosper, that northeast will be better off for it. Yeah.
So, like you have rightly said, we hope there will be more of action rather than just talking, because oftentimes we hear people talk, say all sort of things, and at the end of the day, nothing happens.
Oftentimes, is that Nigeria is picking up the slack, or Chad has just decided to just reneging its own commitments. So oftentimes, these countries are form of the basin.
And they feel you are the bigger brother.
Yeah,
you have all the money, you have all the resources.
Maybe we should do what US is doing to Canada.
And cut off some eggs.
Okay,
well, I think give us some blow this morning.
I don't know how to fight. PDP governors plan summit as leaders exchange blows at BOT meeting. The People's Democratic Party's elected governors have called for an emergency meeting on Friday in Asaba, Delta State, to address the challenges plaguing the party. This comes as the party's BOT meeting on Wednesday in Abuja was marred by rowdy scenes after supporters of Senator Samuel Anyanwu attacked the party's former youth leader, Sunday Ude Okoye. According to our findings, the governor's emergency meeting in Asaba, the Delta State capital, is meant to redress the challenges plaguing the party. The acting national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Umar Damagum, said the crisis rocking the main opposition party is fueled by party leaders who are supposed to unite them. Damagum, speaking to members of the Board of Trustees in Abuja, emphasized that he would do everything in his power to ensure the PDP National Executive Committee meeting takes place in February as requested by the party's Governors Forum and other party organs. A senior member of the National Working Committee who spoke on condition of anonymity because he wasn't authorized to speak on the issue disclosed that BOT members protested the assault on former National Youth Leader Sunday Ude Okoye by a supporter of the embattled National Secretary Samuel Anyanwu during the BOT meeting. The source revealed that the primary agenda for the meeting convened by the forum led by Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed includes the urgent need for a NEC meeting, ongoing preparations for the zonal congresses, the National Secretary crisis, a report from Acting National Chairman Umar Damagum on the party's status, and a review of the state of the nation. According to some other sources, they said the reason why Ude Okoye was throwing punches was because, one, he wasn't allowed into the meeting, and Anyanwu was allowed, his boys were allowed, and they asked him to stay outside. So while he was trying to get in, Anyanwu's boys, fought back, and he had to go and mobilize his own guys. It was just an act of shame. It was just an act of shame. And while that was happening, I was like, where are the children of these people? How are they feeling? Where are their wives? Where is their family? Why do people throw punches? I say all this because I've never had the opportunity to throw punches at anyone. I've never fought anyone before in my life, as in physically. So when I see people fighting, when I see people fighting, I ask so many questions. What cannot be resolved with dialogue? Why do you have to go to
physical ones,
throwing punches?
Okay, an average politician would not reason the way we reason.
I was about, thank you.
What you consider as shameful to them, it is not.
Look at this woman.
So they can fight as long as it is power. Okay. They can fight. What? They can tear each other's clothes.
That is
Remember
normal.
The other day, what's the name of this man from Kogi again? He was virtually naked when he was in the House of Reps.
Dino Melai.
Dino Melai.
I remember very well.
There was no shame. He was embraced by the ruling party now. And later he moved again from APC back to PDP. So politicians, they live in a different world that is totally different from our own.
They have a bubble. And if you're in that bubble, have you seen them throw chairs in the House National Assembly?
Of course.
Have you seen them jump over the fence?
I know, and this doesn't just happen in Nigeria.
Have you seen where politicians at a rally or at a primaries, they are jostling for power? It is not served a la carte.
It is not. You have to struggle for it.
No, it's between two of them, and I'm sure two of them got court judgments. Don't forget, one was existing before, and they are
One
from
was
the
existing
same,
before,
and
yeah.
they are from the same geopolitical
zone, yeah.
In fact, because that zone is supposed to produce
the secretary.
So forget that one. It is normal. It is the.
It's a norm.
It's a norm.
So politicians don't have shame.
No.
I didn't say that.
Okay. Maybe some politicians.
Some politicians are shameless.
Joy.
Lagos unveils 500 million naira subsidy intervention fund for poultry fish farmers. The Lagos State government has announced plans to launch a 500 million naira Oúnjẹ Èkó farmer subsidy program aimed at supporting local farmers. The initiative will provide a 25% subsidy on animal feeds, that's poultry and fish, to enhance agricultural production in the state. According to the Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems, Ms. Abisola Olusonya, she revealed this yesterday on Wednesday at the news conference. The Oúnjẹ Èkó discount market was introduced earlier to mitigate the impact of food inflation on Lagos residents. In addition, the Oúnjẹ Èkó Farmers Subsidy Program has been created to address challenges faced by local farmers. She explained that the subsidy program will offer direct financial relief by subsidizing poultry and fish feeds and fish feed cost by 25%. She said the importance of the program, noting the rising cost of production, especially for poultry and fish feed, have led to increased pressure on farmers, and in some cases, farm closure. Feed cost alone accounts for over 70% of production expenses. The Oúnjẹ Èkó Farmer Subsidy Program will launch on February 5th, 2025, and operate every Wednesday until February 26th. During the pilot phase, farmers will only pay 75% of the feed cost, with the government covering the remaining 25%. The process will be managed through farmers' associations to ensure transparency and accountability, departing from previous methods that led to inefficiencies and diversion of free inputs.
Okay. I just love the policy direction of this administration when it comes to agriculture and putting food on the table of Lagosians. The other time, it was Oúnjẹ Èkó, where Lagosians were able to buy food at subsidized rates, and now it is the turn of the farmers. They are going to pay 75%, while the state government will support with 25%. So looking at everything in totality now, and of course the investment of the Lagos State government in the Ekpe division on agriculture, at the end of the day, the future looks bright when you look at the agricultural sector in Lagos State. So we must give kudos to the state government, and of course that hard-working Commissioner of Agriculture, Abisola Olusonya.
Well, I think there's a need for Lagos to be food sufficient. Being dependent on other states of the Federation can be a challenge sometimes, considering the challenges those states are facing. So in that regard, I think dealing with the issues of logistics, dealing with the issue of food, is very sacrosanct, and I think the Lagos State government has taken that seriously. The hub coming up in Ekpe is part of that strategic plan, and having sufficiency as far as fish is concerned. We can't even produce enough because even as a country we still import.
Yeah, we do.
So I think is a good initiative in the right direction for food sufficiency in Nigeria, in Lagos in particular.
All right, we have so much of politics on our table this morning. Let's quickly move to X, where the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, is trending because of his recent comments on the APC and, of course, the quality of leadership in the country. And he insinuated that the APC is behind the crisis facing the Labour Party, facing the PDP. And, you know, I watched the organizing secretary of the national organizing secretary of the APC yesterday, Senator Ajibola Bashir, saying that El-Rufai was complaining because he was not part of this administration. Yes. If he had scaled through, like I said yesterday,
he won't be saying anything.
But he said from his response to Bola, he said even that he had hinted that he didn't want to be part of
he had to went for the screening.
I'm just telling you what he said. That he didn't want to be part of Tinubu's, you know,
he said he was not interested.
He said he wasn't interested. He also said that even if he was, you know, part of this administration, he would have still said the same thing. Quoting him, or according to him.
Okay. So even if he's
do you know when English people say you're being clever by half?
Or you're speaking from the two sides of your mouth.
Exactly. Do you know what that means? So in order for, because this scenario is likely to play out, so you will say something, so that when the time comes, you will say, but I told you, I said like this.
You should check his history.
That's
which history? If you are coming to equity,
your hands must be
come with clean hands.
Check his history.
That's the only
what's the relationship?
That's the only man
with the present governor of Kaduna State now, and all the allegations against him, the loans, and some other.
Don't let me go into this conversation. El-Rufai is the only person,
Maybe
he's the only politician that has eaten in PDP, APC. He has benefited from both sides.
They're now SDP.
He's now
trying to romance.
He said, look, I'm not leaving the party, but I will have dinner with them at night.
Yes.
Come in during the day, criticize my party. Still carry the... It's not the...
Wike is blunt. Wike is blunt. And Wike will not pretend.
Yes, we know where he stands.
I know Wike won't pretend, but what I'm trying to say that Wike
and this same El-Rufai too.
But I
think he has a son in the House of Reps.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a very righteous man. I like him.
He's a man of integrity.
And this is not about 2027.
Yes.
This is not about 2027.
No, yes, exactly. It's not about it.
It's about the interest of the country. So we must give kudos.
But I think if he knows the moles that exist in PDP and Labour Party,
you should name them.
Yes, it will have been nice. Because the fact that we are even talking about him now, that's the agenda. For saying that. For saying what he said. Because he's now in the news now. We are talking about him.
And it's trending.
That is the idea, in case you don't know.
Okay. We'll see how everything goes as we approach 2027. We'll take a very quick break on the program. When we come back, we'll be looking at something. The CBN some banks were fined recently about 150 million naira each because of cash scarcity. And do people still go to the ATM machines around? Do they get money there?
Some do.
Some.
Yeah.
But you are restricted to a particular amount.
Yeah, I've not used my card in another bank in a while.
Likewise. So we'll be looking at all of those things surrounding cash scarcity in Nigeria after this break.
Thank you.